I do want to talk a little bit more about your first run in TNA because I love the Knockouts tag team titles. I thought that was a great idea. I'm so glad that they brought it back. But you and Sarita were trusted as like the first champions of a major wrestling promotion in 20 years. How did that feel for you?
There was a lot. No, it was incredible. And again, I've had a lot of these full circle moments, which, there's no coincidences in life. But so, like, Sarita's Canadian. Obviously, she's a Mexican Canadian, which is
Mhm.
equally as confusing. She understands what it is to be these two things. Um, but she was the reason I ended up being able to spend a few months living and working in Monterrey, Mexico, back when I was 18. And obviously, there's not many Canadians in the business, so it was even less back then. We knew of each other, we got real close, we worked together, and then we went our separate ways because she ended up staying in Mexico for quite a few years after. So to be able to work together for this American company on the same continent and then be given this massive opportunity was it felt right. With anything that's new, it always has its things that it has to be worked out, and it was a different time in wrestling, but we had a blast. I wish the knockouts division was a little bit bigger at that time,
Mhm.
so we could have done more with the tag run, but there was only so many teams, so I feel like because they didn't maybe like not birth it. They didn't like nurture that division enough. The tag team, it kind of fell flat after time because they just ran out of shit to do.
Well, it
Uh,
probably didn't help that at one point they just released one of your partners who was tag team champion. That isn't ideal at that point either.
no, but
How did you find out about that? Like, how did you find out, like, hey, by the way, your partner's released. We have no idea what we're doing with these belts.
I'd been in wrestling long enough that I was just like, okay, this makes no sense to me, but whatever. Just happy to be here. That's kind of the stance I take with life because that's above my pay grade, and I don't even remember how I
Yeah.
was. It was a really long time ago. I don't remember how I was told, but I could pretty much guarantee that I wasn't given much of a heads up because things like that is wrestling. That's what makes it exciting. Like things change up until the very last minute. So it was very unfortunate.